So this project, we're going to be making a platform for a couple of compressors that are going to drive the automatic tool changer or the ATC on the shop bot. And plus I want to do some special features to the platform in the sense of making the compressors a little more vibration friendly because of how I'm going to pipe the air supply. In terms of how the piping is going to run, I want to minimize how much vibration the tools will actually be feeling. So what we're going to do is take a look at what I've got, and we will begin drawing the platform that we're going to make to rest these two compressors on. Let's move on. Okay, so we've got the first pocket cut. Obviously a little tear out at the bottom, but I'm really not concerned with that at all. So we have the zeros, and now the moment of truth is going to be checking what we're dealing with here. Alright, the tool is pushing me out of the way. Not awful. 6,000 feet. 6,000 feet. And what it should be cutting to is 0.37. So we're getting 0.376. We're going to go with it. Thank you. Now it's going to shoot down to the Y and start tool strap and raise 3. Alright. Not awful. It's 2 of 3.
If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it.
Okay, we're finishing up the cord. Let's see how close this gets to the plant. We're making the adjustments necessary, but it's going to shoot down here right about now. Okay, we're good. we have everything, most everything in here is turned off. That's our piece, our completed piece. We needed to pick up a 1/16 of an inch in terms of the distance, and we've successfully done that. I have measured that a couple of times. We've got no real trouble with that distance. Yeah. Now I'll get in there with a little piece with my sanding block. We'll have to do some cleanup in here so that the vibration insulating washers will sit nice. Now, I had mentioned that there's a surprise, and let's dive in to that now. So tomorrow we're going to cut the last component to that, and that's the surprise. And then we're going to get those 260 CADs installed. I've spoken to California Air Tools a couple of times. They're just lovely to speak to on the phone. They really are super lovely. Okay, let's move back to the screen view where we're going to take a look at the final tool path. Let's do that now.
If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it.
Okay, I thought I'd have a little fun with the very end of what we've got going here, and here is that fun. So, as you may know, our compressors are going to sit right over on top of this. Okay, and over here. I figured let's have some fun and let's give those compressors a name. So this over here says Orcrist, Goblin Cleaver, and Glamdring the Foe Hammer. Obviously from Lord of the Rings, J.R.R. Tolkien. And what I'm going to do is just do a simple engraving into the side where the compressors are going to sit. And that's what we're going to do. I don't have hardly any experience with this at all. So I'm sure there's a million ways to do this that I'm not familiar with, but there we go. I've positioned them so that they're centered. Obviously one facing out, they're facing outside. The text height of 1.5 inches, completely random. So let's do this. Let's move these now to their own layer. Move to layer. Call it nameplate active. It's no longer on layer 1. It's now on the nameplate layer. Okay, so quick engraving toolpath. Sure, that's going to work. Inlay toolpath. Yeah, why not? Prism might be fun, but I've never really used any of these. V-carve engraving toolpath. Yeah, this I've used in the past. I think V-carve engraving toolpath is going to work. Let's remove the clearance tool. Actually, I think what we'll do is we'll use our 1/8 inch end mill for the clearance tool. I'll stick with all of that. And then our V bit, the diameter 1/2 inch. Yeah, I've got that bit. That is an Amana 45704. I've got it right in my hand. That should work out really well for what we want to do. So we're going to leave that for right now. And flat depth of 3/16. Let's live a little. Use vector start points, use vector selection order. I will let it do its own nameplate. Let's see what this looks like. Okay. Let's reset this preview. Yeah, sure. Why not? Looks fun. I've checked my spelling. Everything seems to be in good order here. Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. And I think the depth is adequate so that we don't lose these pieces of the letters. I think it looks really good how it is actually. So I'm going to leave that, and let's reset. Let's preview that. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Reset. Slow it down. Let's speed that up. Let's preview these visible tool paths. So this apparently is the roughing, the clear. It's going to take a minute. Yeah, won't take very long to cut this at all. Our 1/8" bit is in there. And 1.6 was accurate at some point. I'll actually, if I don't forget, I'll time this just to see what that looks like. And then I think all we would really do, well, we could save the tool paths together or just run them independently. If we save them together, it's going to ask me for a tool change, which works perfectly. I've done that in the past. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Not a big deal. I think it's going to be awesome. I could get real fancy and paint the inside of that to give it that blue kind of look that you see from the toolpath itself. Okay, next thing we're going to do is I'm going to, tomorrow, when it's fresh in my mind, I'm going to save these as SBP files, and then we're just going to run this. Tomorrow, the hardware will arrive, my hex cap bolts, my lag bolts, so I can put the hardware on this, lift the compressors onto the tool, and simply bolt them down once the casters are in. Awesome. We will pick this up tomorrow.
If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video.
So what we're going to do is we're going to commence with cutting the final piece of our project. And that's going to be, we're going to cut the Orchrist Goblin Cleaver. But what I'm going to do though is I've zeroed off where I'm going to cut that, and then I'm going to cut that, and then I'm going to re-zero at the other end down where the other prep is going to go, because this is not perfectly flat. It's just simply the bottom line. So because I want the engraving or the depth of the engraved to be basically even, you know, or very similar in terms of depth, I'm going to put Orchrist onto its own layer, and I'm going to put Glamdring on its own layer, and I'll run them separately. So let's do that. Okay, let's update our layers here. So nameplate, let's rename. Right, okay, let's move this to new layer. Yeah, probably overthinking this, and it'll involve 2 extra tool changes, but I'd rather have it look nicer rather than less nice. So we are on Orchrist. Glamdring is on. So let's just get here. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Okay, we're here. Okay, so let's stick on the Orchrist layer. Let's select that. I deleted the tool path. And let's do just a V-carve engraving tool path. End mill is our clearance tool. Yeah, so this is all the same as it was yesterday. We're going to go to a 1/4 inch. That looked good when we previewed it. A V-bit is going to happen. We will ramp plunge. Nameplate Orchrist. Calculate. Okay. clear one, and that's going to be the 1/8 inch, and then that'll be the 90-degree V-bit. Okay. Let's save these tool paths. Nameplate Orcrist. Good, I like it. Yeah. So I'm going to air cut this. I'll just do it now. Yeah, we are not at Z2. Well, we're 2 inch above the material. That is true. Let's just move home. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to move my Z, MZ 0.25. Okay, and now I'm going to air cut it because I know I'm going to lift up 2 inch when I air cut. And I won't bother to show you the air cut on camera. Just want to make sure we're not going to hit anything. Okay, we're good. We're good. I'm going to stop this tool path. We're going to run it for good. And let's get the GoPro going here if I turn all the equipment on.
If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. All right, here we go. Wait for it to move and we'll see.
So I'm going to uncheck that. I'm gonna rerun it. Save toolpath as Orchrist clear. And it shouldn't be a problem. Let's cut the clear. And it did dawn on me when it asked me if tool 5 was in the work. And I thought, tool 5, that's not very familiar to me. Tool 1, that would make more sense. RC is still 0. Let's see what we get up to now. Actually, what I'd like to do is let's stop. I want to take the dust foot off. I want to see this cut as it goes along. Pull the dust boot off. Spindle is not turning. Spinning. Let's resume. We've already cut it with our 1/8 inch. Because the bottom's not going to be a V, is the bottom line. The bottom of the toolpath will be a V. So, unfortunate, but this is a personal project. If it was for a client, we'd be making a new one.
tool and then we'll pick it up when we're actually V-grooving. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video.
Okay, so what we're doing here is we're going to save what would be the 90-degree V-bit toolpath, save toolpath. We're going to overwrite the toolpath that we accidentally ran with the 1/8-inch end mill. No, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be fine for our purposes. And now what we're going to do is we're going to load that part. Actually, not going to haircut it. And the next we will see is going to be the GoPro, and we'll watch it fun.
So I've got the fit changed, and I'm going to move the tool to where I want to zero it over the next position over here. So M2, I want to move it to about 33. Oops. M2, 33, and about 15 would do it. 33, 15. Let's bring the tool down and then I'm going to zero it right over that area so that I can get a local C0 in where I want to engrave. This time we're going to do the clearing pass first. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.